Hey everyone, Radioactive here, and I would like to introduce the first product celebrating the third year of my shop's opening. There will be multiple of these over the next, week or so. Um, let's get into it. We have, right here, a Nerf Fortnite 6SH. Now, you might notice something a little bit different about this 6SH, and that is the cylinder. The stock cylinder holds 6 full-length shots. That can be modified, of course, just like any other cylinder can, but this is a 3D printed replacement, holding, I don't know, you won't be able to see that, holding 20 half darts. It's 10 barrels, 2 darts to an inline clip. Performance is a little bit lower than average on the first set of shots, and a little bit higher than average on the second set of shots. So about high 60s, mid 70s. I have tested this thoroughly over the past month or so. I tested the cylinder about 2,500 shots on the same rotator. This cylinder has also gone out to a couple of different beta testers. I believe the video review should actually be out pretty soon after this one. This cylinder, 20 half darts. Let's fire off some, shall we? And that's 20 shots. The cylinder also fits full lengths, however, there is a specific full length cylinder available as soon as this video drops. This cylinder, so it can fit 10 full length darts and 20 half length darts, and fires the 20 half lengths individually. The 10-shot elite cylinder holds 10 elites, 20 half darts, but shotguns the half darts, including including those file sets. They're going to be individual, including those. Let's say, including the 20-round cylinder, you will get a spacer, an internal spacer, which I go over later. It's not a spring spacer. The spring is plenty powerful, and that shows because I did test this cylinder with a stock hammer shot spring, and that stock hammer shot spring only got mid-50s. So if for some reason you have both and you want to put a 6SH spring in a hammer shot, I have the sneaking suspicion that it will bring the hammer shot up to elite par. You saw how well those 20 shots fired, and the consistency is quite amazing, especially because this is the first prototype cylinder. I have done other cylinders. I've tested them myself, and then I've sent them off to sent new ones off to beta testers. This particular version, actually, I'm going to go over that later. The files for this will be $6.50. That's pretty standard for my different cylinders. This is a larger cylinder. I did a whole lot more testing on it. This probably will release with a 10 or 20% discount on all files on my shop. So you have that. The 10-round elite cylinder I'm going to do for $5.50, which is pretty standard. It's not as complex. I didn't do as much testing. Most of the testing was on the rotator, so it really didn't matter how many shots I put through it. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, this is to celebrate the third year of my shop. This should be releasing the 2nd of October. Be on the lookout for more things. Probably gonna have a couple physical releases, maybe some more files dropping. We'll just have to see, and I look forward to the new year. Something I did forget to mention, actually, was that the air restrictor does need to be removed. That's just the simple truth. The lineup, because there's 10 shots, and that's approaching the edge of what's possible, it's very difficult to just make a cylinder that keeps it open without impacting performance massively. Because to be able to do this, I would have to close up like 3/4 of the back of the barrel, I guess, like the entrance into the barrel. It's the air restrictor is not stable enough over enough shots to actually stay open if I just did a thin piece. It goes straight into the middle of the dart, so I can't use the dart for the full length variant. And the half length variant, it has to be open all of the time, regardless of if there's a dart pressing against it or not. And it is the air restrictor is solvent welded on. There are ways to break it. What I do is I go in with a pair of these snips, carefully snip the thing in half, pull out the spring, and then pull out each half. Actually, I cut off the tip that comes up. I might have an example, actually. Give me a moment. There we go. I cut off with those snips. I go in at an angle here, and then an angle the other way. Comes off, flip it, pull the AR out, because the AR likes to mess with things. And then cut it in half from one side, flip it around with my my cutters, cut it in half from the other way so it goes all the way through, and then pull each of the things out. Now I've gotten really good at this because all of the hammer shots now have solvent welded caps on them for whatever reason. I have no clue why. So that's just something I've gotten good at, and I will do a video on that probably before this one actually releases. I guess that's something I'm gonna do. So yeah, that was just something I forgot to mention in the previous clip, and something I forgot to mention in the next clip, which shows the internals. These file sets actually include a very important piece. Can you see it? Yeah, it's this piece. So I actually, during testing of the cylinders, I think it was about 600 shots. This is the same exact rotator, by the way, I've done 2,000 shots on. So I did about 600 shots, and then the arm in here actually flipped in front of the hammer. And so I thought that was okay. This is like a very rare thing to happen. Then 100 shots later, it happened again. And every time I fixed it, this is very flexible, by the way, and it didn't actually break or stress or anything for me. I did a small like test fix and put foam on this piece because this plate right here is not screwed in on this version, unlike the hammer shot. And because of that, it was actually, during firing, was able to push the hammer out just enough over time that it would fail. And so the blasters actually failed like 6 or 7 times, and that is 6 or 7 times more than the cylinder itself has actually failed. Now, this is an older cylinder. I don't have an updated version in the shop, but I have sent updated versions out to beta testers. For example, this version, I don't know how well you can see that, doesn't have the holes that the rotation lock, it's not really a lock, it's just a helper, fits into. The inline clip itself is a little bit better. It was having issues with worn darts. So yeah, the file for this will be in place. It's literally just a spacer to push this down to get to the other side of the shell.